Have you ever struggled installing a car seat or wondered if maybe you missed a step along the way? Well, we're here with car seat expert Tony Rapley from SGI. Tony puts on some of the car seat clinics around Regina here, and she's going to teach us how to properly install a car seat today and maybe bring to light some of the most common mistakes people make along the way. So Tony, I have never installed a car seat before, so where do I even begin?
So the basics for learning how to install a car seat is just making sure that you have the right fit. So any child that is traveling in a vehicle, whether it be a cab or your personal car, friend's vehicle, we always want them safely restrained. So for newborns, up until they're a year old, walking completely unassisted and a minimum of 22 pounds, we want them to be in a car seat that faces the back of the car, so rear facing.
So my baby would go...
Baby Diana is gonna be in a rear facing car seat, and because she is nowhere near even walking and she's not that tall or anything, we'll have her in an infant carrier. So an infant carrier, it just comes apart and you can carry the top part. You want to make sure it has a Canadian certified sticker. On this car seat, this is the Canadian certified sticker. Different car seats have it in different places. Sometimes it's red and black, sometimes it's red and white, sometimes it's black and white. Doesn't matter, as long as it has the maple leaf, you're good to go. And then you always want to make sure that your car seat has the manufacturer's information. This sticker is going to tell you the model number, when it was made, the company that made it, and most importantly, it's going to have the expiry date on it or somewhere near it. And if your car seat is expired, or if it's not Canadian certified, then you can't use it here. You can get a ticket, but also the safety standards haven't been met. And in a case like that, we just don't want to take the chance. For the first stage of car seats, the rear facing stage, what we want to do is make sure that when the baby is in here, these shoulder slots are going to be coming at or slightly below the baby's shoulders. It's going to hold them down. They don't have much weight on them, so we want to make sure that they're not going to be ramping upwards. We want to make sure that this chest clip is always going to be at the sternum armpit level. So in the event of a severe collision and shock goes across these straps, we want it to go on the hardest part. So if this chest clip's too low, that's the stomach, abdomen region, and if it's too high, that's the neck. So keeping that in mind, obviously as a newborn, everything's kind of squished together as close to the armpit sternum region as you can. And one of the biggest misuses that we find with how children themselves fit inside of their car seats is going to be the snug fit. Take one finger under the strap right at their collarbone, and you want to fit only one finger stackable. Sometimes we get parents and caregivers come in and they freak out because they can fit 4 fingers. If your fingers are laying flat, they're the same width, so we want only one finger stackable. It's easy to talk about this stuff. Let's get the baby in there to show you. So straps are nice and loose right now. What you can tell is that the shoulder slots are coming from at or slightly below her shoulders. And what we want to do is, as we're tightening up the bottom strap, take that finger, put it at the collarbone, tighten, shimmy it upwards. There we go. So the big thing to remember is right here, I can only fit one finger. Down here, because the chest clip comes off the chest, I can actually fit 2 or even 3. So it's right up here that we're concerned about.
So before we go into the car to install the base, is there a specific spot that you should put it on, like passenger, middle, driver's side?
We get that question constantly. One of the big things is that a lot of car seats are actually side impact tested. So they will actually state on the car seat themselves that this is side impact tested. And it's really about personal preference and how big your seat is versus how big your car is. So there's a lot of technicalities. In the perfect world, the middle is going to be the best location because it's the furthest from both sides. If you have a car or a car seat that is too large to be in the middle and it doesn't allow you to put it in there without the driver or passenger being uncomfortable, then we're going to want to put it on the passenger side. So for one thing, that's curbside. So if you're parked on a street, you don't have to worry about toggling diaper bags and a baby and all this stuff in traffic. And also another thing, you want to put the car seat behind where the shortest person is. So if you have a big car seat and the driver is super tall, probably not a good idea to put it behind the driver because they'll be squished. So it's all about personal preference. You might not even run into any of these issues if you're in a truck, but if you're in a mid-size or like a smaller car, then it definitely gets a bit more technical. With all car seats, there's going to be 2 ways that we can install it, pending it has the attachments required. So this is called our latch or UAS, Universal Anchorage System. and they get attached into hooks that are embedded in the seat themselves. So some people prefer to use the latch system, others prefer the seat belt. We never use both of them. It's just about one or the other. So I'm going to start by showing you how to install a car seat rear facing with just the seat belt. So what we want to do first and foremost when it comes to seat belt installation is get to know the kind of seat belt system that you have. So if you pull your seat belt out all the way, you got all the webbing, and then you put a little bit in and it locks up and you can't pull it back out. Now it's in an automatic locking method. This is the method that we need it in for car seat installation. Pull your belt as far as you can, hold it so you don't lose any of the slack, buckle it in, and then what we want to do is make sure that the lap belt portion is super snug. Push into the car seat to take any of the looseness and feed it back through. This is that UAS hook latch system that I was talking about. Different car seats have a latch that looks a bit different, and it's going to be installed into a metal bar under here, symbolized by this kind of a sticker. So you just feel where it is with your finger. There you go. Latch it on nice and snug. This is my other latch system. And then there's a pull lever on it. This way. And again, we're going to do the same motion of pushing the seat inward. Tighten it as much as you can. And there you go. Hear the click, snap it on, and you're good to go. There is something important to note about handlebars. Some infant carriers you're allowed to have the handlebar up. Some infant carriers you have to have the handlebar down. Some of them the handlebar has to come all the way over here. Take the time to get to know your car seat, because wherever the handlebar has to be is the safest positioning, and it's been crash tested like that. So always put the handlebar in the proper position.
Well, thank you so much for coming down and teaching us how to install a car seat. And if any of our viewers have questions or concerns, who should they contact?
You can get a hold of any trained technician at the SGI website, so www.sgi.sk.ca, and there is a tab for child passenger safety, and there will be all of our technicians listed by different communities and the organizations they work for. All of us are certified. I personally work for SGI, but you can talk to any of us and they will know exactly what I just told you.
Perfect. Thank you so much.